Racing to the 2020 Kentucky Derby in Kentucky Oaks. Today it's Thursday, August the 27th. Let's take a look at the pace of the race, start to analyze how the race may flow. Let's start off with some of the front runners. New York Central has been on the front end in a few races this year, but I think the only true confirmed front runner is Authentic. His two most impressive performances and highest speed figures, you got the Robert Lewis and the Haskell Stakes where he ran a 107 Brisnet, and it was on the front end, opening up, and then trying to play catch me if you can. So I think Authentic, but he gets a new jockey this time, John Velasquez. Where he positions him is going to be key to the chances of Authentic and the rest of the race and how it plays out. Some of the pressers and stalkers, we've got Caracaro. He went to the lead early in the Peter Pan Stakes, then laid off the pace in the Travers Stakes. Tiz the Law has speed, but he usually comes from that mid-pack, and in a 20-horse field, is he sitting in that second group of the top 5-6 horses, or is he sitting kind of in that mid-pack position like the run like Animal Kingdom and Super Saver and a few other horses have taken to Kentucky Derby success? The rear of the pack, I think that is going to be determined by enforceable, major fed horses like Sol Volante, and then you've got horses like Attachment Rate. Where are they going to kind of position themselves as they try to establish position, especially early on? It looks like we're going to be getting that 18-19 horse field. Another key horse that I'm going to be thinking about is Sherrill Spate. Where does he sit? The last time out, he kind of just overpowered the field. He's been working fast. Does that mean he's going to be more forwardly placed? If you give Authentic a 2-3 length lead, he'll take him a long way on that front end. Let's take a deeper dive in how we think this race might play out. Pace of the race for the 2020 Kentucky Derby. I have divided the horses that I consider the main contenders into 4 groups here: the speed, the pressers, stalkers, and the Mind That Bird trip coming from the rear of the pack possibility and trying to get into the exotics. One of the things you want to do when analyzing pace is take a look at the horses when they run their best races. That's the pace line you want to take, because that's how a jockey or a trainer looks at the race. When a horse is out of the race or didn't run well, how they ran early on or late may not be the determining factor in how they'll run in Kentucky. So the best races for Authentic have been on the lead, so I think he's probably most likely going to be the speed of the speed. Now the pressers could come down to 3 horses: Art Collector, New York Traffic, and King Gallarmo. Art Collector has a wire-to-wire allowance victory, but that was a small field, and then he went wire-to-wire in the Ellis Park Derby, but in that race he was the 2-5 big favorite. Stalkers, you kind of got a mix here. You've got Max Player, who was third by a half a length in his maiden victory and close to the pace in his Withers victory. Caracaro made a mid-race move in the Peter Pan to get to the leaders, and then also stalked up in the Travers Stake going into the turn. Tiz the Law and 1,000 Words and King Gallarmo, I have those horses highlighted because I think they're going to determine whether this pace gets a little bit salty and faster. Tiz the Law was up pressing the pace in the Travers Stakes as the class of the field against a lightly raced Uncle Chuck, and then 1,000 Words went wire-to-wire in the Shared Belief Stakes, but again, that was a small field. Now we're going to have possibility of 18-19 horses in the Kentucky Derby. Your deep closers are enforceable, Major Fed, and Sol Volante, and those horses most likely going to do their running from the back of the pack. That's a look at some of the potential Kentucky Derby pace. We'll take a final look at this next week once we have the full field and the post positions, and to see if anything shakes out early on in the week. Running style, who do you think is going to have the lead? Leave a comment below. Remember, Friday we do the Ask Me Anything segment. Saturday we're going to take an in-depth look at the top 3 contenders: Honor AP, Tiz the Law, and Art Collector. Leave a comment, share this video, and remember, hit subscribe and ring that bell for notifications as we lead you up to the 2020 Kentucky Derby.